Special guest Karti Chidambaram joining us on the show today, Congress MP from Sivaganga. I want to understand from you, Karti, is the Adani issue going to be the biggest issue that the Congress party is going to raise ahead of the next general elections? The way the Congress is hell-bent on a JPC demand along with other opposition?
Not at all. No general election is fought on one issue. There will be many issues, and this will be an issue which we will raise. This will be an issue about institutional oversight failure. This will be an issue about perhaps crony capitalism. It will be an issue about institutions which are supposed to exercise oversight which have failed. This will be one of the many issues which we will raise. This will not be the only issue in which we will be going to the people in 2024.
I want to understand from you, many other regional leaders don't really want to be seen with the Congress party and certainly not with the Congress party spearheading the opposition. Recently, Mallikarjun Kharge said that it has to be the Congress that will bring opposition parties together ahead of for the next general elections, and we will lead this bloc. But the likes of Mamata Banerjee, of course KCR, even the likes of Arvind Kejriwal at some places don't seem to agree with this. They don't want to be seen with you.
An alliance of one-state parties does not make a national alliance. An alliance of one-state parties adds no electoral value to each other. So in order for an alliance to be viable and an alliance to be credible against the BJP, you need another national party to be the centrality and the fulcrum of that alliance. And only the Congress can be that fulcrum and centrality. The Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu and the leader of the DMK understands that, and that is why he on March 1st clearly articulated that regional parties all must come around the Congress party. And whether on questions of leadership, our president has himself said, those is something which we can be discussed later. But the Congress has to be the centrality and has to be the fulcrum often for a united opposition against the BJP.
No, but Karti, the likes of Mamata Banerjee, BRS believe the Congress is not beating the BJP.
I am coming to that.
They are the ones who are beating the BJP in their states.
I am coming to that. Listen to me. There are certain one-state parties which have certain regional compulsions, local compulsions, which prevent them from sort of cooperating and coming together with the Congress party. I understand their limitations. I understand their compulsions. Their primary interest is always to safeguard their turf in their own state. And sometimes the Congress is the principal opponent for them in their own state. So there is a contradiction for them. So they will not be able to come. I understand the limitation, but certain parties will be able to overcome the limitation. Certain parties won't have that limitation and they'll come together. But if some parties have that limitation and have an hesitation, I understand that.
No, Karti, some of these parties that have that limitation do come together with the Congress party on the national stage. The left is a very good example in Kerala, for example.
Yes.
There is fundamentally...
Some parties will have the maturity to put their... Some parties will have the maturity to put aside the regional concerns and come together for the national cause. And some parties will not have that maturity. I understand that.
I don't expect everybody to exercise as a euphemism for ambition. No, you're using maturity as a euphemism for ambition. Today, some parties have the ambition that the Congress party believes it's only its domain.
I'm telling the ground reality. But no, please listen to me.
Yes.
And I said this in the beginning of my comments. If you allow me to speak. I mean, your audio is, I can't hear you very well. Just allow me to speak.
Okay.
An alliance of one-state parties is an alliance which adds no value to each other. Please understand that. An alliance can only add value if your vote bank is added to their candidate and their vote bank is added to our candidate. And an alliance of one-state parties, and a party which is confined to, say, Telangana, and a party which is, say, confined to, say, Delhi, add no value to each other. They don't have electorates, they don't have vote banks in each of these states.
Then
so
what about
you have
the DMK?
A party which has vote banks throughout the country and has an alliance with them, this has no meaning. These alliances without the Congress has no meaning. They can come together post-election, but pre-election they add no value to each other. So some parties will understand that and will put aside their regional compulsions and come together for the national cause. And some parties might not, and I understand that and I accept that.
Okay. I want to come to the issue of Rahul Gandhi's statements now. The BJP believes Rahul should apologize for what he has said in the UK, especially of all places. They're accusing him of wanting foreign intervention into Indian domestic issues, including the issue that he's been raising ad nauseum, which is that there is no democracy in India. In fact, he said in one of his UK speeches that India has fallen out of democracy fold. It is not something that is going to happen or something that is in danger. It has already happened. He's back in India. Shouldn't Rahul Gandhi make some sort of a statement, if not a full-blown apology as the BJP is asking for? Because this is a matter of India at large. This is not just a matter of the government.
First of all, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has no reason to apologize to anybody. Okay, first and foremost. And secondly, he has not called for foreign intervention into India. He has articulated the state of affairs in India in an international platform. Please understand, every politician, every person in public life, when they travel outside, when they address in international gatherings, will allude to events in their home country. Would you say to the African National Congress before that they should have never spoken about apartheid outside South Africa? Would you have told the Palestinians that they should not speak about the fact that they don't have a homeland in an international forum? Would you tell the Sri Lankan Tamils that they cannot talk about the fact that they are being discriminated in Sri Lanka in an international forum? Would you tell the women in Afghanistan who have been denied the right to education that they cannot speak about it in an international forum? Or would you tell the women in Iran who are fighting against the hijab rule that they can't speak about it? Today there is no such thing as a national issue and an international issue. All issues are international. And whenever a platform is given, anybody in public life will raise it.
No, but Karti, you're seriously comparing India to an apartheid South Africa or a Palestine? Seriously?
Of course. See, it is discrimination. See, apartheid would have been government policy. Here you're targeting opposition. I mean, we rank the lowest in press freedom. I mean, we discriminate against opposition leaders. We prosecute and persecute opposition leaders. There is definitely an erosion of democratic values in India, and I am saying that. And if the government is so confident of the democratic values in India, why are they making much ado about a speech by a member of parliament outside the country in an international forum? They should let it be, and this is quite churlish on the BJP to be asking for apologies. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has no reason to apologize about anything.
Okay.
This is normal practice. Anybody will use any stage to highlight the issues they are currently dealing with.
Okay, let me frame this a little bit differently. Frankly, whether the BJP is wanting an apology or not is not really an issue for me. My issue is the Congress party, if it's seen as internationalizing, let's say, what is happening in India, as you enumerated. It has happened in the past, other countries have done it, so is the Congress party doing it. Does it really work for you in India? Forget about whether he asked for foreign intervention or not. The fact that Congress leaders are going overseas and complaining about the government of the day instead of fighting it in India, as Rahul Gandhi did during the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
We are fighting it here.
Does that work with the electorate today?
We are fighting it here. We are fighting it every single day. Every one of us fights it in our own way. But if there is a forum given to me, I will use the forum to highlight the issue.
No, but Karti, my point is,
why do you want me not to use the forum given to me?
This is a very different India today.
Say, for example,
that does not believe that the West needs to tell us how we need to run our country or what is right for us. Do you think the messaging in itself is wrong?
Nobody is suggesting the West to give us advice. Shivani, you must either allow me to answer or I must listen to your monologue. I used to do one of the
Go ahead.
It's very difficult for me because your questions have to be specific. What is your specific question? I'll give you a specific answer.
Can I frame it?
What is your specific question?
Yes, my question is, even the very messaging of a Congress leader going overseas and asking the West to intervene or take notice because of what's happening in India. Is that a message that works with the Indian electorate or actually makes the Congress party look bad?
Whether it works with the Indian electorate or not will be known during the elections. So why are you prejudging us? We will go to the electorate with a wholesome agenda and the electorate will either accept our agenda or reject our agenda. This is not the only message we are going to take to the people. The fact that democratic values, democratic institutions are collapsing in India is a fact. We will highlight that in every forum we get. So, and if people don't like our messaging, if people don't agree with us, they will not support us. If they agree with us, they will support us. Simple as that. So, why do you want to split hairs about it today?
Okay. My final question to you, as we build up to the entire 2024 general elections, where do you see the Congress party's campaign against what seems to be a very strong Narendra Modi-led government, and also the plans to bring the opposition together? Rahul Gandhi, for example, had alluded to it that we have plans, he's not going to reveal it. But are they materializing because time is running out?
No, no, I lost your question. I couldn't hear half of it. So please
Okay.
tell, what is your specific question?
Can I try one more time? I'm saying, how do you look at the battle for the 2024 elections? 1 year to go. How do you think this is shaping up for you as a Congress MP and for the opposition at large?
There is time. There are state elections coming up. They will also set the tone for the elections next year, and then they'll also allow regional parties, one state parties, to make up their mind on which side of the aisle they want to stand, and then formations will happen, and then the people of India will decide whether they want to continue with this muscular nationalistic Hindutva government, or with a liberal egalitarian government for all sections of society. People will make that choice next year.
Okay.